English Wise Stories.
Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between towering mountains, there lived a young boy named David. His family was among the poorest in the village, and they struggled each day to make ends meet. David's father was a farmer, and his mother worked tirelessly at home. But despite their hard work, their income was barely enough to put food on the table. David was a bright and determined boy, full of dreams that stretched far beyond the boundaries of his humble village. He often looked up at the stars, imagining a life where his family would never have to worry about money again. But those dreams seemed distant, almost impossible, given the circumstances. One day, a fierce storm ravaged the village, destroying crops and leaving the fields barren. David's family was devastated. They had nothing left, and the future seemed bleak. But David, with a fire in his heart, refused to give up. He told his parents, "We can rebuild. We just need to find another way." With nothing but a few coins in his pocket and the determination in his heart, David left the village in search of work. He walked 4 days, through forests and across rivers, until he reached a bustling city. The city was unlike anything he had ever seen before, full of opportunities, but also full of challenges. David took on every odd job he could find, from carrying heavy loads at the market to working in a small factory. The work was hard, and the pay was meager, but David saved every coin he earned. He lived frugally, often going without meals, but he kept his focus on his goal, to help his family build a better life. Years passed, and David's hard work started to pay off. He learned about trade and business from the people he worked for, and eventually started his own small business, selling handmade goods from his village. His business grew slowly but steadily, and soon, he was able to send money back home to his family. With David's support, his family was able to rebuild their farm. They expanded it, bought better tools, and started producing more than ever before. David's business in the city flourished as well. He expanded his trade, partnering with other villages and towns, and soon his small business grew into a thriving enterprise. As the years went by, David's business empire continued to grow. He invested in other ventures, always with the thought of his family and his village in mind. He built schools, hospitals, and roads, not just for his family, but for the entire community. His village, once struggling, became a prosperous town, and David's family went from being among the poorest to being one of the wealthiest and most respected in the region. But despite all his success, David never forgot where he came from. He remained humble and always made sure to give back to those in need. He knew that his wealth and success were not just for him, but for everyone who had supported him along the way. David's story became legendary in the region. He was known not just as a successful businessman, but as a man with a big heart, someone who used his wealth to uplift others. And whenever anyone asked him how he achieved such great success, David would smile and say, "It was never just about the money. It was about helping my family and my community. That's the real wealth." And so, David's legacy lived on, a shining example of how determination, hard work, and a little bit of kindness can turn even the poorest beginnings into an empire.
Like, share, and subscribe.